All right, continuation of my eyeshadow palette collection. I'm gonna go into the Sephora Pro. I mean, how do you, I mean, can it get any better? I have the first three when they launched it, and then I have the other three when they redid it the year after. And there's like how many? 28 eyeshadows, 1.2 grams each. That is a lot of eyeshadow to go through and to choose from. So let me go and get these orders and we will in order and we'll get right into the video. All right, so the first one is the cool toned eyeshadow pro palette, which is more of obviously cool tone. I mean, look at the color selection. Very cool tone in every aspect. And the first three had the black in it, which was fine because you can never have enough black, but you have your grays, you have your cool tone silvers, your cool tone browns, then you have these more berry type of colors. Oh, it was just such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. Was is still a beautiful eyeshadow palette, and gosh, on camera they look so much more vibrant. But yeah, that's the first one, the cool tone ones. I am a sucker for cool tone. I always like to have a cool tone type of moment, and cool tones was kind of like the first type of colors I really dove into when I got into makeup back in the day. But I actually want to swatch these two. Was it those two? Yeah, this one and this one. Ooh, I think this one's kind of like a duochrome. Let me swatch that one first. This has a very strong gold to be. Is this another one of those damn? Oh, that is so. This is definitely more of an eyeshadow topper, that's for sure. Oh my god, that is very reflective. And the one right next to it, which is more of like a pink. Oh, that is very beautiful. And the one right next to that pink one is going to be more of like a cool toned, that one. A little bit deeper of a pink. Oh, that is gorgeous. Cool tone pink, then you have like that neutral, and then you have like this peach gold. Oh, that is really beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Every time I say beautiful, I think of that song. Oh well. So this was the cool tone one. Love it. I need to play around with this a lot more because this is actually a really beautiful color story. So let me get the other one ready. Now the next one was the warm pro palette, and this one I think a lot of people compared it to Natasha Denona's sunrise palette, because the mini one's the sunset, I think. But this is that warm tone, and this is such a heavy. I think I actually did a look with this eyeshadow palette one time, and this one came out extremely heavily pigmented, like really orange, and I was very surprised that it was that pigmented, to be honest. And it's very warm, very neutral warm, very everyday friendly warm with the pops of colors. I mean, you have this type of yellow, you have this orange, then you have more of a muted orange, then you have like almost these brown type of oranges going on here. You have that red, you have this peachy. Which one? Wait, which one? Actually, let me swatch these two. So I'm swatching. Oh, that is beautiful. That orange one right next to it, which is going to look like this. Then more of that red one, that berry. Oh gosh, look at that. Okay. Ooh. And this is a Sephora palette, mind you. Let's go in with, let's do one of these golds. Let's do this gold. Oh, that's like a gold too. And these are 1.2 grams each of 28 colors. So you definitely have a great variety, great selection of color. God, that almost looks like just metallic. Variety of colors, great selection, and these are very, very warm. Even kind of has like colors from the Monarch palette. But yeah, let me get the other one ready from the first launch. Now the third one was the editorial palette, which the moment I saw it, I had to have it. Like, it was just a no-brainer for me. not to have this, not to have this palette. Like, I mean, you have your color, you have your eyeshadow toppers literally all right here. A lot of people were claiming that these aren't pigmented enough. They're very sheer because these were a lot more eyeshadow toppers. Then you definitely have your color right into the orange. Then you have your blue moments into that green and lime. And then you just have these extra pops of color and duochromes to go along with it. This is my favorite color story from this launch. Because it's just, I'm always drawn to color. I don't know why. I've always been that way. And it's just so beautiful to have. So, like, let's go into a matte. Let's do this. I'm going to dip into this one, swatch it. Because I haven't even touched it yet, so. And these are very pigmented. Very buildable, which is nice. Because I would use these for maybe like blush into the eye to really do more of that blown out into the eye type of look. I mean, and then I'm gonna take this like duochrome pink right here, because these are a lot more. So this has more of that pinky type of shift, and just put it right on top of that eyeshadow. And it completely changes it to something more like this, which is amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Gorge. And let's do one more. So let me go ahead and swatch. Try to look at these duochromes. Let me do more of this. Gosh, what is that? It's almost like a baby blue. Almost like a baby blue, more green. Like a, oh god, that is vibrant. Ooh. This is very minty actually. And these are so powdery soft. So only a little bit does go a long way. But look at that color. Now I'm going to dip into this one right here. Swatch it to really do more of, you can tell it has more of that mint to it. Completely changes the color to that. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Buildable. You can really amp it up. You can play around with it. Editorial. Yeah, let me go into the new launch that they did the year after this. So this one was more of the new nudes, which was nice. And then this one definitely has more of that warm story. Warm tone story type of feel going on here. And the spice is so beautiful. So is this, oh, what is this one called? Magenta. Oh, the Sun Kiss was also very beautiful. Like, it's more of that duochrome. You can see the shift a little bit. Then you have more of these pops of pastels a little bit here and there. The new nudes was definitely more of that warm color story, getting away from the typical nudes, like the very neutral, the very browns, that borderline cool tone, but yeah, a hint of warm. So that's what I loved about this. And you could actually use blonde as almost as a brow color for more of lighter skin tones. I'd say from fair to light. I mean, the bubblegum in here is also very gorgeous. And it's just such a beautiful curation of colors. Let me actually do it this way so you can actually see the names. And I do love the consistency they had of, was it 1.2 grams each, which would definitely last quite a while. But yeah, this is the new nudes. Beautiful color story. And you can definitely tell it really complements more of the warm, not the cool, the warm tone. So the warm tones are definitely a lot more, I'd say, punchy in that aspect, but you have those deeper colors from the warm, and then you kind of get more into the lighter medium types for the new nudes. So yeah, that is that color story. I love to compare them. It's just so amazing. And let me get the next one ready. So the next one was the Smoky Jewels, which kind of reminds me a little bit more of the cool tones. I mean, the whole row right here with the blues into those teals and the greens a little bit. It's so beautiful. Beautiful color story. A hint of like a little bit of a neutral warm going on here. but then you really get more into more of those truly jewel tone type of colors here and there. A little bit over here. With the cool tone, do I have the cool tone? Yeah. It's definitely almost like an exact continuation from the cool tone from the year before, from the year previous. Oh, if I can hold this up. How did I do it last time? But yeah, here we go. It almost looks like a continuation from this story right into this one. So definitely complementary in so many ways, and you can see how a lot of the transition shades will complement each other, especially more of these grays really complementing more of these brown or these blues up into these jewel tones over here of the greens and emeralds. But yeah, that is the Smoky Jewels. A lot of indigo and sapphire truly are my two favorite shades from this palette. So beautiful. Let's actually, you know what, let's just go to swatch it. So the first one I'll swatch is going to be Sapphire, which is definitely more of a, wow, that really comes up blue on camera, but it's more of a purple undertone type of, oh yeah, purple blue for Sapphire. Oh, that is gorgeous. And right next to it is Indigo, which is more of that blue, which looks like this. And it still kind of has that purple tone to it, but it just plays off more of that blue toned regardless, which is beautiful. And those are those two shades. Very, very similar, but they are very different in person. Let me do one more. Let us do Crystal, which is going to be this one right here. Oh, okay. Hi, Crystal. That's definitely an eyeshadow topper, that's for sure. Ooh. That would be very beautiful. Oh, that is a very beautiful color, actually. And let's do one of the green ones. Let's do Emerald. Or Fern. Let's do Emerald, which is going to be this one. More of that green. Very powdery. Which means, oh, that is gorgeous. That is definitely Emerald. That is an Emerald for sure. Ooh, let's do Tiger Eye, which is right next to the Crystal, which is going to look like this. Oh, that is very warm. That is a beautiful, I mean, and you know what? Let's take that Crystal and put it right on top. And I think the Crystal is going to give it that hint of that gold. Oh yeah, it does. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, this is the Smoky Jewels, and you can definitely tell it really is a continuation of those cool tones palette from the previous year. Let me get the last one ready and we'll finish. So the last one is the Editorial 2.0, which is obviously a lot more color, but it kind of reminds me more of the pastels. You have a little bit going on here up into the blues, then you have those punch of like this red, which is beautiful on these as well, which is right in between. Then you have more play of the yellow. Such a beautiful palette, and definitely a continuation from the Pro palette, or the editorial one. And it's just great how they created these stories to just really continue from the previous to the new. Of course, the first editorial palette, you have those pure punch of color, and then you really get more into those neutral pastel-y type of color to play around with. So yeah, that is the color story for editorial. That is a wrap of this Sephora collection, and Sephora actually has really brought up their quality and their single eyeshadow palettes, and I know they keep revamping their brand, which is completely great because they are playing around with formulation, creating more for editorial, for photo shoots, but yet for every day, and a little bit more affordable. Not a little bit, a lot more affordable, because going through my collection now, actually, I really did pay. I bought a lot of things strictly just for the name, to be quite honest. But now going through this collection, I've had so many shades repeated on so many levels that they are off by each other by like just a hint of a shade, or depending on how you blend it, depending on what kind of brush. And also layering, playing with different types of textures. And that's why I really love Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, because they have so many different types of textures, plus her astral shades, which are beautiful. And going through all of these, even the Marc Jacobs, there were different types of textures, different types of, from matte to satin to La Mer or Amir or something like that, and some being them based off of fabric type. Same thing with the Sephora's. There are different types of textures. Some are eyeshadow toppers, some are very smooth, some are a little bit more meant to be more of a wash of color and more buildable, and every brand has those. So it's beautiful to see what I do have, and going forward into 2023 that I won't be buying as much more eyeshadow palettes per se, unless Pat McGrath comes out with something like pure purple for Mothership, that I am all over that. But besides that, actually, because she came out with her 10, and where is my cool tone? And what was it? It was Mothership 10, which was really more of that cool tone, the berries a little bit more, which really reminded me more of this. Obviously, different quality, different type of brand. This was made in the USA, not in Italy, so unfortunately. But I mean, she had those berries, the cabaret, I think, in there. Plus, if you really connect this to the smoky jewels, you have a little bit, well, not really, to be honest, but the other one, yes. But the only thing that really makes her brand, that palette, stand out a lot more is the shades, the astral shades. And I know she's going into a different direction with that, but I do know I have things that are pretty similar. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Play with what you have. Take inventory, in all honesty, and really start to weigh out, do I need this or do I not? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do palette focus of these, because that will be 28 shades for one. I mean, I could do a look a day for a month. That would be a good challenge. That would be a very good challenge. I'll see you guys next video.